Happy New Year and time for sound design. In this video I will use Serato Sample to chop up a sample and create a beat. I will use Serato Sample as a plugin in Ableton Live, so the rest of the beat I will create in Ableton Live directly. And the sample that I choose for this video is Keyboard Concerto No. 5 in F minor from Johann Sebastian Bach. I'll link in the description to the exact version and the artist that performs this music. I already have the sample in Ableton, so let's go there and listen to the original first and then go to Serato Sample to chop it up. So this is the original sample. And so on. So it's a very nice open piece piano, and you can already hear that there are some nice long notes that you can chop up and use. On track 2, which is a MIDI track, I have Serato Sample, and I can just drag the sample into the plugin. Can scroll through it and we can assign cue points. So let's just chop up the first couple of notes and add cue points. The second one is really nice. Let's continue. I think this is enough cue points. The last one I want to reverse and maybe actually move it to this point. Let's zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, it's very easy to assign cue points. You can just use your keyboard or your MIDI keyboard, play the sample, or just use your mouse to scroll to the right point and then assign a cue point and use the plus minus to zoom in. I don't think I will mess so much with the level, the filter, attack, and the release. I use the reverse for the last one. And I want to pitch down the entire sample. So instead of using this key shift, which is per sample, I'm going to use the one on top and go to -12, so 1 octave. Now that we have it chopped up, let's add some notes in the MIDI editor. Let's start with this reversed one. This is the first note, put it there. Something like this. All right, so this is an initial idea of how the chopped sample could sound like. And especially I let the last part of the bar open so that it's not continuously hearing the sample. Let's first do a low cut EQ at 75 and then add a saturator as well, just to boost the volume a little bit. And the interesting thing is, like usually I chop samples in Ableton or in Simpler or in Sampler, or oftentimes just as audio on the timeline. And by using something like Serato Sample, you kind of approach things a little bit different. So I don't think I would have chopped it up like I did if I would use Ableton. And even though this is quite basic in what I did, it still gives you a different result. If you look at what I actually did is I made several cue points. I didn't use all of them. And one chop is reversed and then the entire sample is pitched down 1 octave. That's something I would usually do as well. Just the way you chop up the sample and how you use the chops in MIDI, that is something that is kind of unique to using this tool versus another tool. So it's not necessarily that the result is better, it's just that every tool enables you or allows you or steers you in a different direction. First add some drums to it. I already created a basic drum track that sounds like this. So kick, snare, hi-hat, very simple. Let's hear it with the sample. And I also created this bass, which is a sample from the MC303. It's a synth-based sample. This you can find in my sample pack from the MC303. And it's a very basic pattern. It's all an F, and then in the last quarter note of the second bar, I did a little downward 3 notes, and that fills up the empty space where you don't hear the sample. So together with the drums, it sounds like this. And then we can add another little synth sound just to fill up more space. So yeah, that's basically how I use Serato Sample, in this case with a classical sample of a piano, chopping it up manually, rearranging the chops in a way that kind of creates a new melody or new rhythm. I know there are more advanced features in Serato Sample, like the stamps, and also there's a keyboard mode, so that's something to look into for future videos. For now, this was it. Thanks for watching, keep making music, and see you in the next one.